Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I like to talk about makeup panning, nail polish, and sometimes things happening in my real life. Today I have my first update for Pan Those Eyeshadows, where I am working on 4 eyeshadows plus a focus palette. I'm trying to hit pan on the shadows or use them 25 times, whichever comes first. And the focus palette I am trying to finish because it was a previous pan that palette. So if you're interested in seeing my update, then hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. Alright, I feel like this eye look is a little bit much, even for me. It's a little bit all over the place because I was trying to use every shade that we have in the project in this one eye look to see if it can be done. I think it works. It just got a little messy here and there, but you know, what doesn't get a little messy now and then? So back in January, I randomly selected 4 palettes from my collection, and then I randomly selected shades from each of those palettes to work on, and my hope was that I would be wearing makeup more frequently, and I did okay. I think I've worn makeup 11 or 12 times, which is not every day, which is what I was hoping for, or even every other day, but it was close. So let's see how I did. As I said in the introduction, my goal for this is to use each shade 25 times or hit pan, whichever comes first. So the first shade I got was from my singles, and it is in this little compact from Espionage Cosmetics. It is this shade right here called Dungeon Crawler. It is a blue brown. I do have it swatched right here on my hand. It's a blue, orangey brown base. There's a better swatch of it. It's a brown base with a bluish green shimmer in it, and I am wearing it along my lower lash line today. So far I used it 5 times since the last update, and this is what it is looking like. I will try not to blind you with a mirror, and I will insert a picture of what it looked like when I brought it in. There is getting to be quite a dip in there, and it's nice and easy to see because it is a shiny shadow, but not. I don't think we're anywhere near pan yet. So you know, I have 20 more uses left to go on this, so it's gonna be around for a while. I don't think it's gonna be, you know, I don't think it's gonna hit pan anytime soon. So 20 more uses or pan. The next palette I got was the Revolution Chilled palette, and the shade I selected from here is a matte green called Chilled. It is this one here, and I don't think you'll see much of a difference. I use it mainly in my transition and as a base because it's the only matte that I picked. It does have a slight dip going in it, and there it is swatched right there. I am wearing it in my transition and crease area today, and I have used it 5 times as well, so 20 more uses to go on that. I will show it again. Like I said, I don't think you can see much of a dip, but I will have the picture of what it looked like last month, and I will continue to take pictures and show the progress. Like I said, there is a little bit of a dip, but I can still see the leaf imprint on there, so it is definitely getting more use than some of the other shades, but nowhere near pan. So 20 more uses left to go on that. The next palette I pulled in was from BH Cosmetics, and it is their Galaxy Chic. And I randomly selected the shade Pluto, which is, let me see if I can hold this, there we go, is this guy right here, and I will have a picture of what it looked like last time. Don't know if you can see, there is a bit of a dip forming in there. These are baked shadows, so they are going to be a lot harder to use, but they do seem to get dips in the top quite easily, so I'm hoping that that dip will definitely expand and it will look a little more used. And this one, again, I used 5 times, and today I have it on the outer corner of my look. And let me get you a good swatch of that. It is just a metallic gray. It is this one right here. I always think it's darker than it really is. On the eyes, it does darken things up, but not so much, and it does have a slight blue tint to it, or at least when I pair it with my greens and things. So 20 more uses on that still as well. The next palette was from Glamlight, and it is their collaboration with Hershey's Kisses, and this is their special dark palette, and it is all purple. And you can probably see where it is on my eyes, but if not, it is on the inner half of my lid. And I selected shade number 4, which is this one down here in the corner. And I don't know if you can see, it is starting to get a nice little dip. I've been focusing mainly in this area right here. This is a bit of a duochrome that has a blue to violet flip. And there is a swatch of it there. So I don't know if you'll be able to see the color shifts, but it's definitely on the purple side, but it definitely has more. It has a change in colors depending on the angle. So that one I've only used 4 times, so it has 21 more uses left to go until pan, or pan, whichever comes first. That's the name of the game, isn't it? So those are the 4 shades I selected to hit pan. And then my focus palette that I'm working on in this project is the Marvycorn from BH Cosmetics. This was my pan that palette in 2022, I think, my first pan that palette. And when I brought it in, it had pans in everything except for the shade, the orange shade called Honeyboboo, and you guys voted that's the one I should work on, and there it is. It now has a nice juicy pan in it. It took me 3 more uses to hit pan. It already had several uses already, and I have used this shade in total 5 times since bringing it in. I do have it on today. It is on my lower lash line on the inner half, and then in my inner corner. It is a nice orange, and I do have it swatched on my hand, but it is hard to see because it is so light compared to all these other shades, but it is right there on the side of my hand. So this is the color story we're working with, and we're still working with it. But I think my focus shade from my focus palette may change this month. So let me show you a little bit of what I've been doing, or tell you a little bit of how I've been doing overall, because I have been focusing on this palette overall on all the eyeshadows using them. So the first shade up here, Flotter, I've used 6 times. I use it as a nice neutral transition shade when I don't want green. The second shade here, Muddy, I used once, and that was in my tutorial on how to make blue eyeshadow look a little less scary. So if you haven't seen that, I will put it up in the cards and you can go check it out. That was my Get Ready With Me, and I used that once to tone down the blue. The orange, like I said, Honeyboboo, I used 5 times. And then the one next to that is K-Bye. I've used that one once. I used it in combination with Honeyboboo, I believe, for a reddy-orange look. Bahamas, the purple on the end here, I've used once. Moana down here on the bottom, which has the biggest pan, I think. Yeah, it's pretty close to Flotter, but Moana has the biggest pan, and I have used it only once since bringing it in. Tongue Pop, the matte pink, hot pink in here, I have used 3 times. Again, I use it as a transition or base when I don't want to do a neutral or green. So you've probably seen a few looks with that. And then down here in the neutrals, in the middle we have Savage, which I also used in that Get Ready With Me tutorial. I've used that one 5 times. I use it as darkening up anything that's sort of neutral. And then the black and this black called Breakdown, and then this last lighter brown called Spray Tan, I have used them both 12 times because I've been combining these two shades to make my eyebrow color. And yeah, I've expanded the pan in the black. I've also used the black as an eyeliner along my upper lid. And I've used Spray Tan a few times in neutral looks or to darken up a color. So this whole palette has gotten some use. I think for the next month going forward, I'm going to focus on Moana and see if I can get closer to finishing it up. I will still continue to reach into all the other shades, but that's going to be my focus shade is Moana. Since it does have the biggest pan, I'd like to see if I can get closer to finishing it, and I think it will go nice with that chilled color, the green. This is sort of a blue-green, so maybe I'll work on some more purple-green looks, maybe throw in that gray. Probably won't get to the brown, but the brown does, that shade, that shimmer in the brown does go well with it as well, so I think it will play with all of these other colors quite nicely. So that is how things are going so far. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you're just, you know, here to cheer me on. Leave all those down in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would very much appreciate that if you do that while you're here. And then until my next video, take care of yourselves, stay true to you, and I love you no matter who or what you are, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!